Dear one, have you ever wondered why you've been bullied, left out, or ostracized, maybe by classmates, by your family, or even by neighbours? It's not always because of you. There's something wrong. In fact, it's about the opposite. It happens at a soul level. And today I want to talk about why this happens and how you can find strength when you're the one being singled out. The glue of the group. Here's the thing about groups. Whether it's a family, a group of friends, or even colleagues at work, they often create their own unspoken rules. Sometimes these rules are good, but other times they're low, flawed, or even morally wrong. Now, some groups need someone like yourself or me to hold them together. And one of the easiest ways for them to bond is by having someone to judge. That person becomes the glue, the scapegoat. Now, the definition of a scapegoat is a person or group who is unfairly blamed for problems, mistakes, or faults that are not really their responsibility. Without the scapegoat, these groups would fall apart. Maybe you've noticed this at a family gathering, whether one relative always gets targeted and is the butt of of other people's jokes, or in school where one student is singled out. And we hear so many times in the news about children being bullied and beaten up and all this. Or even in your neighbourhood where one house or one person is constantly talked about. It's not because you're weak. It's because you refuse to play along with their game. And I know myself, I do not like neighbourhood gossip. I haven't time for it. I've my home and my family to take care of. I've enough to do it in my own home, and to be kind in my own home and take care of my family and provide the meals and clean and cook and have a nice atmosphere in my home without having to go outside and gossip. I just don't like it. I just don't like any gossiping. Now, why they choose you or me? Bullies rarely target the weakest person. They often target the one with the strongest inner identity, the one with amazing soul essence, just like you and me. Empaths, for example, are often chosen. Why? Because empaths feel deeply. They carry high standards. And most importantly, they refuse to compromise their morals just to fit in. Groups sense this, even if they can't put it into words. Deep down, they know their standards are flawed. And so instead of facing that truth, they project their shame and insecurity onto people like you and me. Dearest one, your light makes their shadows uncomfortable, and so they try to dim it. The lonely path of the empath. This is why most empaths feel lonely for much of their lives. It's not because they're unlovable, it's because their soul naturally resists blending into groups built on fear, gossip, or falsehood. Yes, it's painful to be excluded, and I know myself from experience. I know, and you say, "Oh, I would like to be talking to my neighbours or that," but you're better off being excluded and not being talked because you don't want to. You don't belong to the groups. You have higher standards than those groups. Yes, it's painful to be excluded, but it's also sacred because that loneliness creates space for authenticity. So we're all authentic beings when we're excluded. Think about it, dear one. So many prophets, saints, artists, and visionaries throughout history were outsiders. You are one of them, and so am I. They were misunderstood, they were judged, but their light was simply too bright for the groups around them. Finding your inner fire. Now here's the challenge. When you're excluded, your natural instinct is to shrink yourself, to lower your standards, to say, if I just change myself a little, maybe they'll accept me. And we see that in groups in schools all the time, that if children can change, or teenagers can change the way they dress to fit into a certain group, or change their mannerisms, or change the way they relate to other people, so that group will accept them, But it's like it comes down to bullying at the same time. But this is the trap. The truth is, you must find your inner fire, the spark that says, no matter what others think of me, I will stand firm in my truth. Here are some ways you can do that. Take time alone to recharge. Solitude is not your enemy, it's your ally. Journal your experiences. Write down, get it out to your head and onto paper. Don't let your thoughts go around your head and negative thoughts about bullying and what people are saying and how people perceive you. Put it down on paper and get it out of your head. Journal your experiences. See the bigger picture of why this pattern keeps happening. Protect your boundaries. Let people know you have boundaries, And if it comes to it, even if you need counselling for it, go for counselling, just to be able to deal with the issues surrounding this, to make you stronger and to be able to talk. Maybe it's harder to talk to people within your family, but maybe go for counselling outside. A person that's not involved in that is out of the picture. And maybe you could talk to someone, maybe a school counsellor or even a private counsellor. Protect your boundaries. Don't allow toxic groups to drain your energy. And most importantly, seek out like-minded souls. Find people that are like yourself. Join groups, join community groups. Find out, what you like. Do you like painting, or do you like crafts, or whatever? Do you like outdoor activities? Join for those type of activities, and you will find the people that resonate with you. Even if they're rare, those few genuine connections will be worth more than 100 shallow ones. And always when you're younger, you do make friends and fall out with friends and make more friends, and you eventually find your soul group, the right group for you. So don't be worrying about it when you're young. It's when you're older that you know what group you want to be in, and because you've experienced it all through your life. Because real belonging doesn't come from blending in. It comes from aligning with people who honour your essence. And so if you've been bullied,